course, we're going to face the east. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruel. Blessings and safety to the elect. Hey, man, another week out here. All right, prophesying the downfall and destruction of Babylon the Great, man, which is America, man. And the Lord is making moves in the earth, man. All right? Everything that you see that's going on, okay, in the world, man, is being done by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. All right? So, hey, man, the Lord sent out his prophets to forewarn the people that pending danger is approaching America, man. We in the end, okay? The Lord is about to bring a mass destruction as he brought it before. When you read the book of Genesis, man, the Lord brought a flood in the earth.
That's right.
All right? And wiped everybody away except for Noah and his family.
The Lord just flooded. You can look it up right now on Google, Cincinnati. You know, he had like different floods going through like the major downtown region of it. It looked devastating, man. What's that?
That's the Ohio River.
The Ohio River surrounding Cincinnati, man. Flooded parts of the city. But like the brother mentioned, the Lord used the flood as the first death to flood the earth. The then world known as Pangea, one land. Go ahead.
This Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, the God of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise, with storm and tempest and flames of devouring fire, man.
Hey, and that's a good precept to even match up with 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, when it tells you that you will be visited of the Lord. That's how. Through, not to say per se Mother Nature, but critical events like floods, earthquakes, tsunamis.
And that's the spirit, because right before the Lord actually started turning up, man, there were major chariot sightings. All right, so the chariots was, you know, they were all around, because those are the eyes of the Lord, man. They were watching everything, okay, doing certain things in the earth. But now the Lord is actually visiting in this place by the way of those plagues, man. All right.
So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old.
Which Jeremiah came in the same fashion as the prophets before him. Okay? And this is giving you the breakdown on the job of a prophet, man. Okay? Because a nigga will say, well, if you're a prophet, walk on water. Because they don't understand the scriptures and the role that the prophets played, man. All right, go ahead.
Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms.
Prophesied against what again?
Against many countries and against great kingdoms.
Against many countries and against great kingdoms. And America is one of the greatest kingdoms ever, man. Yep. And we're prophesying against it. Yep. But then you have niggas out here talking about the Hebrew Israelites, and they pro-America, man. They pro-Esau Edom. Okay, the Lord said prophesy against, man. Go ahead.
Great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
And we telling you people, man, that the greatest war of all times, which is World War III, is approaching, man. Hey, the Lord is a man of war, man.
That's it.
Okay? Hey, the church ain't telling you who the Lord is, man. The Lord is a man of war. He the one who initiates battle. He lifts up kingdoms and brings down kingdoms through war.
That's right.
All right?
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14.
9, bro. Not Revelations 9 and 12.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 9, and verse number 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
It said the first woe is past, and behold, there come two more woes hereafter. That first woe is going into World War I. All right, when you look up World War I, it started in 1914, and it ended in 1918, 1919. All right, that's the first woe. Okay, go ahead.
Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
The Second World War, okay, which started in 1939 and it ended in 1945, man. All right, and it said the third woe coming quickly. Why? Because to the Heavenly Father, World War II ended minutes ago, man. All right, but in our time, it ended around 76 years ago. All right, so it's coming quickly, which means, look, it's right before us right now, man. Which this war is going to be the war that end all wars, man. I forgot what's the nigga, Albert Einstein? He said if it was a World War IV, it'd be fought with sticks and stones, man. All right, which yeah, go ahead, bro. You got it?
And they see it come quickly because the Most High's time is different from our time. One day with Yahweh Yahushua is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is but one day.
That's right, brother.
He said it's gonna be fought with sticks and stones. Why? Because those nukes gonna destroy everything.
Lift up too.
You know?
Lift up.
Hey, those nukes gonna destroy America, man. All 5,000 miles of
Yeah, Isaiah
America.
9:5.
That's what World War III is gonna be fought with. Those nuclear missiles, man.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah, those nuclear missiles. And that matter of fact, yeah, Isaiah 9:5. A brother can grab Isaiah 54:16. When we talk about those nuclear missiles, okay, which the Lord gave over that knowledge of splitting atoms and creating those weapons of mass destruction to these heathens, man. All right, it came from the Lord, but you got it.
This the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5.
Hey, because this ain't gonna be the same war that was fought, the Civil War, okay? World War I. Hey, because when you go into those different wars, a lot of those wars were still fought hand to hand, man. Troops and boots on the ground. This is gonna be a type of a different fashion of war, man. Go ahead.
It says, for every battle of the warrior, it's with confused noise.
Hey, because you could type in sound effects of World War I, and you could type in sound effects of World War II on YouTube, and you gonna hear men screaming. You gonna hear cannon blues, bow, rifles, you know, swords, because I forgot what you call those AKs with the swords.
Bayonet.
Bayonet. Okay, so yeah, those wars were very noisy. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior, it's with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood.
Because a nigga will get shot, man. He'll get pierced. His flesh will get pierced, and he'll bleed out, man. All right, his uniform will be bloody. Okay, they show you that in Saving Private Ryan. They show you in all these different military movies.
That was a good movie,
Yeah.
bro. That had people leaving out the movie theaters because of PTSD.
That's right,
To
bro.
show you that the wars back then, or the previous wars,
You're still on verse 5.
leading up to the final war was
it
fought
back.
with men. Okay, this war is not gonna be. It will be fought with men as far as troops will be on the ground, but the main
Catalyst.
event, yeah, is gonna be the missiles, man. That's what's really gonna the fuel of the fire, man.
That links up with what's that, Joel chapter 2, right? Because the new military is going to be those hundreds of millions upon millions of nukes that's described in Joel chapter 2, man.
Right, now they fighting with drones and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's less and less actual footmen on the ground in these wars, and more artillery, high-power artillery.
Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior, it's with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
That burning the fuel of fire is going into those intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. So for all you idiots out there that say that missiles ain't in the scriptures, you just don't understand the scriptures. Missiles are talked about in the scriptures, man. All right?
Hey, bring that back. Bring that slide real quick. Bring that verse back one more time.
Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Yeah, and I wanted to add that another word for that is a tumult. You go to a tumult. It says from the late 14th century in the Edomon, noise, confused, a disorderly speech. It says the noisy commotion of a multitude, a noisy uprising as of a mob. And a good example, like you mentioned, was Saving Private Ryan, the movie. The opening scene, you can YouTube it right now. It's gonna be about 20 to 30 minutes long, and it's gonna show you blood, gore, exactly what the brother talking about, boots on the ground. Except even that, in a sense, is still a more modern time because they got guns. You know, the ancient world sword was a literal sword, so they had to that was close combat between that and archery, dealing with bows and arrows, man. Okay.
It says, and garments rolled in blood.
Yeah, so individuals get blood sprinkled on their garments, like it mentions Yahweh Shai.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right, those missiles, man.
There you go.
All right, because now, you know, all of these different nations, they have weapons of mass destruction. All right, with the push of a button, man. Okay? Matter of fact, brother, you got that scripture.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Blacksmith. All right? That's because you have different type of smiths. All right, you have what you call a locksmith who specializes in locks. Goldsmith, you know, he specializes in gold. This is going into the blacksmith, man, right? But it's actually going into nuclear physicists,
Yeah, there you go.
Oppenheimer, all right? Those physicians or whatever you call them, man.
German science.
Yeah, German scientists, better word the water, bro. Go ahead.
Verse 16 it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Yeah, they bring forth an instrument for his work, man. All right, those weapons of mass destruction, man. Hey, listen, man. You see countries like North Korea, okay? You see China. They having what you call a military parade. They showing up. They walking down the street. All right, they got missiles, you know, on big, huge equipment, just rolling. Hey, man, showing up their nuclear weapons, man.
Yep.
It's like a boxer in the gym before his fight, showing off all his skills, hitting the bag and hitting the miss, man. But guess what? It's a set date for him to show that off, man, in the actual ring. These countries is gonna have that day to show off their nuclear arsenals. You hear a nigga Putin or a missile, this missile can reach America in 30 seconds, man. He gonna be able to show that coming soon, man. You know?
Continuing on, it says, and I have created the waster to destroy.
So these weapons of mass destruction is brought forth for the end, man. All right? Hey, when the scriptures talk about the second death being fire, this is what it's talking about, man. Nuclear war, man.
Right.
All right?
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. So this is why we don't have to get no military grade A weapons. We don't have to do none of that. The Lord said wait upon him. You know? So all you people out there getting AK-47s thinking you're going to take Esau down, you're in the wrong spirit. Right?
Can I add to you? You know, in recent weeks, it was like 2 weeks ago, you had Trump talking about Iran, and he was trying to get them to disarm their nuclear capabilities. You know, and we understand that Iran is purging the scriptures that's backed by, you know, Russia. And the point of the matter, he was saying, look, disarm, or the other option, you ain't gonna like it, in so many words, man. You know, and that other option is referring to him taking an offensive approach, you know, to Iran, which we understand that'll be complete World War III, man. But all of what we're talking about is being talked about at a political level, man. You know, at a political level, what we talking about in the scriptures, they talking about in the White House, man. Even with Zelensky, remember, he was in the office, in the Oval Office, having a back and forth with Trump saying, hey, you need us, we don't need you, you know, so on and so forth. They talking about war, man.
Yeah, because people think it ain't gonna be no war, because when you ask the average American, they'll say, well, don't nobody want to go to war because that'll be the end for everybody. Well, it ain't about everybody and what they want. It's about what Yahweh Shimmy Shah want. You think a nigga, you know, that with a gun get into a shootout and he want to die? No, but guess what? You know, he's standing those business at the end of the day, man.
Even on an earthly level, those elite Edomites, they don't give a fuck about the common people anyway. Their agenda is for them.
Yeah, they want war because they get paid through war.
Yeah, they fund wars.
They fund wars.
Wars and racket.
Yeah.
Henry Kissinger, we always mention him. He was the Secretary of State going way back. I forget whether it was during the Reagan administration or which administration he was the Secretary of State for, but he was referring to military GIs, which GI stand for government issue. That's the new name, but the acronym GI, it comes from the phrase galvanized iron. That's what it goes back to. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Henry Kissinger said that about military men. He said military men is dumb, stupid animals. That's why you think that they call military personnel jarhead. You don't feel me? Let's look this word. I'm gonna look this word jarhead up.
Yeah, because that's what he said. He said military man are nothing but dumb, stupid animals used as pawns in foreign policy. Hey, because when you read the scriptures and it said they covet fields and take them by violence, well, the elites don't physically get out of their chair and go out there and go to war like our forefathers did. Them niggas is in the office using the military to do that shit, man.
And what galvanized mean, it says of iron or steel, because I heard of galvanized steel. I didn't hear iron till now.
But that's what GI.
Yep. Oh, damn, I didn't know that. You said galvanized iron, right? GI stands for? It says of iron or steel coated with a protective layer of zinc. And it's a layer that what could happen to it eventually, it can oxidize and it acts as a protective coat over that steel or iron, you know.
So the galvanization process goes through like boot camp and, you know what I'm saying, when you go do a Marine or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
This is Zephaniah 3:8, finishing it out. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the praise.
And that's what we gonna do, man. See, we ain't coming out here saying we gonna do this and we are gonna do that. We telling you Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah gonna do it. Okay, he's gonna recompense you, man. See, you got Jake out here, they wanna go at the Edomites, get up, take up arms and no justice, no peace, all that nonsense, man. And then Jake still getting blew away. That's because they ain't waiting on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. Hey, look, back in the civil rights era, when Martin Luther King, why you think so many of our people got put to death? Because they ain't wait on the Lord. They was listening to this beanhead nigga talking about take justice and all this. No, man. We got to wait on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. That's what we doing, man.
Because it said that he going to rise up to the prey. You see what I'm saying? So while these nations and these heathen is preying on our people, the Heavenly Father is bringing them into the Middle East so that he can destroy them, man.
That's right.
You know, they sitting ducks.
It's actually in the scriptures. It says bringing them to the valley of the hospital and let the ground up. You got
It says, for my determination is to gather the nations. So the Lord telling you what's his determination. It says,
what he's determined to do.
Right. It says, for my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my
His
indignation.
righteous anger. So the Lord, he's setting them up, man. The Lord is setting all these countries up, man. He's setting them up for war so he can destroy them. Okay? Because ultimately they're going to fight against Yahweh Shah and the angels, man. And they're going to get obliterated, man.
It says, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Hey, you don't think the Lord mad? The Lord he's pissed, man.
Yeah.
Okay? He's mad, okay? You don't think Yahweh Shah mad? These the same individuals who murdered Yahweh Shah, man. You don't think he's upset? And watch the Lord, how he watched them touch the apple of his eye, man? What they did unto his sons and daughters? The Lord is angry. And he's going to show that anger in a minute, man.
It's the book. It's the book of Joel, chapter 3. I'm gonna start from verse 9, but the point that you want is at 12. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Here we go.
Wake up the mighty man. Let the man of war draw near.
That's right, man. And that's what you're seeing over there in the so-called Middle East, man. All the nations are gathering together for war. Okay? We got spirits on them, man.
That's it.
Our brothers.
I thought he was going at brothers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's all good, bro. Them brothers good.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
And that's what's going on, man. This is why, you know, America and all these other countries, you'll hear things like, oh, they sent 20,000 troops over to Ukraine, or they sent, 18,000 troops to this country. Yeah, they don't listen to America when they say they're sending peace troops over. No, man. Ain't no peace about to go on, man.
That's
Straight
right.
war,
That's right,
man.
brother.
Hey, America say 60,000 peace troops sent to Ukraine. Nigga, what?
Get that scripture that talk about safety, peace, peace. And the other one say peace, peace when there is no peace, man. You know,
Because that's what Esau do. And the scriptures talk about his words being smoother than butter, but war's in his heart. He'll send 32,000 troops somewhere, but in front of the troops, he'll put peace troops to dim it down to make you not be alarmed. Oh, they just sent peace troops over there.
well, how is peace achieved?
Through
Through
war.
That's
Let's
why they
go.
call them peace officers.
Let's go.
They still to uphold, their agenda, man.
Let's go, let's
that
go.
status quo, man.
Let's go.
It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Them agriculture tools, man. Hey, look, man, they turn. Look, man, they instead of putting money into that, man, they putting money into war.
That's it. And there's
All right.
too.
It says, let the weak say, I am
Let the
strong.
weak say, I am strong, man. See, back in the day, you would never see North Korea buck up against America. You would never see Iran buck up against America. Now all of these countries is bucking up against America.
That's right.
Because they have the weapons of mass destruction now,
Hey,
man.
man, in the comments on the trade wars with China, Xi Jinping and Trump, all right, they had 145 and 125% tariffs at war with each other, man. Hey, they in the comments saying we can go ban for ban. It's funny because everybody's saying, look, America needs China for everything. China needs America for nothing. Even the rare earths, as they call the rare earth metals, America needs China for that, to get these phones that you use, or even certain military material that they need, man. They need those rare earths. They need China, man.
Yeah, just look at your products. The majority of this shit gonna say made in China.
Yep.
It says, assemble yourselves and come.
But the point is, back in the day, okay, we gonna talk about 10 years, 20 years back, 30 years back. If you said anything about America, they were sending troops in to invade your shit.
Yep.
All right, they'll take you down, nigga. They'll set up democracy and they'll nigga do away with your whole heritage, man. Okay, but now you know you got niggas threatening America. They cautious now. Why? Why is Esau cautious? Because he knows. He know. Go ahead, bro. You got
No, make your point.
No,
make
no,
your
no,
point.
no, you got it. You got it.
I would just adding to the point about the trade wars. The reason they going back and forth is because Trump thought that he would back down,
Yup.
and he didn't. He went against them. He's opposing
Hey,
them.
like Debo when he came back out of jail, and Craig, he thought niggas was gonna be backing down still.
Yeah.
Like all the other Fridays, but this time Craig hit his ass with a brick. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
and then the scriptures said, gather ye, assemble yourselves, or if you're paraphrasing, because you got these heathen nations, they coming on one accord.
Needle
So what
back,
I-
guys. Got that needle back.
You know, like with the BRICS nations, for example, just using them as example. You know what I'm saying? Britain.
That's right.
South Africa, Russia, India, Korea, China. You know, with all these different nations, man. And then you got the Islamic nations coming together too. You got the Houthis and right, because when you go into Islam, I remember we went into it last year, man. At the other camp, we used to bounce around and stuff. But when you go into Islam, the religion of Islam, they got three main denominations of Islam. You know, like they got multiple denominations of Christianity, right? You got the Sunnis, you got the Shiites, and then you got the what's the other ones called? No, it's three of them: Sunnis, Shiites. And,
We can look it up
I
real
forget
quick.
what the other one is. Forgive me, but you know, they basically putting all their differences aside and having one common. You know, they agree on. They got a common denominator. That's what's assembling them. What is it? Sunni, Shiite, yeah, come.
I just looked something up. If I can speak on it real quick. I asked AI, do major wars start with economic warfare? And they said yes, major wars can begin or proceed by economic warfare. Countries frequently use economic tools like sanctions, trade restrictions, or tariffs to weaken a rival or try to force a political change.
Yeah, because war just don't mean get a gun and shoot or get a missile and shoot. It's all type of wars. You got cyber wars, economic wars. So it's all a part of war.
Right.
So
I got-
World War III already started.
Yeah,
I got something just to expound on what the brother wanted to say. Go ahead. Al.
Because it just gave, the last part said historical examples. World War II, economic sanctions and trade restrictions were a part of the rising tension, especially with Japan. Cold War, while it didn't turn into a hot war directly, the U.S. and the Soviet Union were constantly engaged in economic and ideological competition. And that's to weaken the opponent, because even if you plan to have a physical war, first thing you want to do is weaken them economically, so they're not able to build up the ammunition and, you know what I'm saying, do what they need to do to prepare for the war.
That goes back to the scriptures too. How did they conquer us? First time they stopped us from stopped our food and our water in the siege of Sodom. Yeah.
Man, it happened. It started from being overtaxed, right? Over in that's how it started, because you had the wicked ass Sakari, right, trying to combat that. You know what I'm saying? But it started from heavy taxation, and then it went into the different wars. So it started like the point from the money.
This Joel 3:12 is the point that my eye wanted. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit and judge all the heathen round about.
Yeah, man. What's the valley of Jehoshaphat? And how is Shaphat? The valley of decision. And how was decision? Which is ultimately what the brother was going into earlier about his determination being set upon this place. All right, to destroy it, man. All right, the Lord is fully resolved in his mind that America, Babylon the Great, needs to be purged by fire. You know, And it's a necessary evil. It is evil. The Lord is, hey, get Isaiah 45:7. They keep it simple. Don't drop what you got, but get Isaiah 45:7 real quick. If you want me to grab it, I'll grab it. I know it's cold. I know it's cold out here.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 7.
Yeah, because the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's over good and evil, man. That takes place in the earth. Okay? Start at 5, by the way. You know, because the Lord, he deserves that credit. Hey, the brother about to read it. Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah.
It's a lot of spirits. I heard niggas laying on the horn and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is that noisome city that the Lord is coming to destroy. And you can't have true peace here. Imagine living down here in one of these buildings, one of these apartments, and this is all you hear all the time. Or construction. You ain't getting no real peace here. Fucking sirens 24/7 right next to the hospital. Yeah, they laying on the damn horn, man. Go ahead, lift up.
This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else.
See, Yahweh is the only power, and none else. And that also get Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Line him up, you know, because these milk scriptures is what got our attention. All right, this is what's gonna carry you. The simples, all right, the basics, man. All right, go ahead one more time.
This is Isaiah 45 and 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else.
There is none else, man. All right, the Lord is going to show you that. Line up also, get Isaiah 48 and 11. Go ahead.
It says, there is no power beside me.
There is no other power beside him, meaning all the other false deities that tomorrow you're going to observe. What's tomorrow? Sunday. All right, y'all worship the sun god. That's in Ezekiel 8. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That they worship the sun god, man. That's when everybody want to get reverence and praise. They don't want to serve alcohol at these different corner stores and shit. They're trying to observe the Sunday, man. Let's let this pass. Hey, man. In the kingdom ain't gonna be none of that, man. Ain't gonna be no EMS to come revive and resuscitate you niggas, man. Ain't gonna be none of that in the times we're coming into. Hey, eventually the police ain't gonna work. You gonna get a dial tone when you pick up the phone, man.
Please leave a message at the beat.
Hey, in some places like Michigan, the police told you defend yourselves, fend for yourselves, because we can't save you. And same thing in LA. They had the police chief telling you, look, come here at your own risk to tourists and shit, because people want to go tour the West Coast. All right, want to tour Hollywood Boulevard and shit. They like, look, we ain't got enough police officers. Come at your own risk. We can't save you, man. You know?
Meaning what? When people commit crimes in Los Angeles and stuff like that, a lot of times they don't even take them to jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's order ab Kato, man.
If it's a petty type of crime, they get released, catch and release, man.
And
But if
they
I'ma say, don't forget your point. Go ahead.
They had the same sentiments in
Chicago, I mentioned
Illinois.
Michigan. Yeah, Illinois, yeah, that's right. Going back though, I was saying that tomorrow people gonna worship that sun god, man. That's what people want to give reverence to these false deities in these different harlot houses and Christian churches, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 5, continuing on, it says, I gird thee, though thou hast not known me.
Yeah, the Lord, he set you up. You know, he girded you up. He gave you the things you need to sustain yourself. You know, but you ain't know the Lord. Whether it be the food, all right, nourishment, whether it be clothes on your back, you name it, man. The Lord set you up, and you have not known him. Go ahead, because y'all don't give proper credence and reverence to the God of the Bible. All right, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're not giving him his glory. Real quick, grab that.
It's Isaiah 48 verse 11. For my own sake, even my own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another.
The Lord ain't giving his glory to another. Y'all don't even praise the proper name of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. When the Lord do things for you, man. You know, the Lord got these niggas bugged out here, not knowing they left from their right. This is a people that know like they're left from their right side, man. They don't know if they coming or going, man. All right, the Lord is scary, man. That's a scary state to be in, to not know, all right, what to do, to be in a state of perplexity, to be confused, man. In these times, especially now, and more that's coming, man. These people think they doing good out here because they might be financially well off, but they don't have the proper wisdom of the scriptures to be able to stand in the evil day, man. That's what we out here teaching. What? The fear of the Lord. Go back to that Isaiah.
This Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 6.
Let's go.
That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me.
Yep.
I am the Lord and there is none else.
Yep.
Verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
There you go. Stop right there. He said, I am the Lord, Yahweh, all caps, and there is none else. There is no other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved, man. It's only Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
There's only power in that name. I got you, huh? There's only power in that name, man. And that's the name that the Lord gonna be looking for you to call upon. And not just knowing the name, but doing his will. Because you got individuals out there on video who were getting catching hell, and they knew the will of the Lord. They knew the name of the Lord. They called on that name, but the Lord ain't defend them. Why? Because they wasn't doing the things that he said do in the scriptures, man. That's how imperative it is to take heed to the scriptures, man, and the commandments and apply them to your life.
Says,
You can't just know that you're an Israelite and do what the fuck you want to do. The Lord can have you out here strung out your mind, man. If brothers got singles, y'all can help out. I don't have singles at the moment, so like
it says, I the Lord.
To the brother point, Deuteronomy, what's that, 12 and 10, to say, and what do the Lord thy God require of thee? So to be an Israelite, it's some requirements that you must meet, man. And that's obedience. And that's what 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, don't want to be.
obedient unto the Lord. See, unto a higher power. Even subjecting themselves unto Esau. He's a higher power. Pursuing the Romans, the 13th chapter. All right, we under the hands of captive rulers that's ruling over us right now, man. Keep reading that. Was that it? Yeah, finish that. Bring that back.
Isaiah 45 and 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
Yep.
I, the Lord, do all these things.
Get that next line up, Isaiah 55 and 6. Hold it real quick. Yep. Because, again, the Lord creates peace and evil. When the Lord out here burning up whole neighborhoods by fire, and you looking at that video and it looked like a goddamn war zone, or it looked like what Esau would call the definition of hell to be, all right, like hell on earth. The Lord did that, man. The Lord out here killing old and young, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is the power behind it. Grab your quick precept, right?
It's Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city,
Right.
and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua have not done it?
But the Lord always sound the alarm before war. You have to sound the alarm. All right, right now, metaphorically speaking, we out here, we blowing the trumpet. We making our bodies a living sacrifice. We out here on the line, all right, hazarding our lives to push this word, this gospel to you. Whether you people hear it from there, whether you want it or not. All right, it's free of charge. All right, it's on the house. Okay, okay. You know. The trumpet is being blown. Now the people not be afraid. You're supposed to be afraid. Again, we just read the scripture. The Lord said evil and good, man. You know? So if it's a flood that come through, hey, because what's associated with earthquakes? You just had a major fucking earthquake over there in Thailand, man. You know? It killed, he said, how many thousands? It killed thousands of people. The Lord over there slaying shit. All right? On video footage, rocking buildings and shit. Niggas streaming, giving content, buildings shaking. Shit breaking, all right, motherfuckers dying, getting collapsed, babies, old, young, women. Yes, women are dying, bro. Yes, women. The Lord's smoking their ass too, because they not above correction.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and that area is Bangkok. There's a lot of Jakes down there. You know what I'm saying? Like you look up Bangkok, there's a lot of Muay Thai fighters that come out of that area. A lot of them niggas is Jake, man.
Yeah, the Lord out here smoking their ass because he said judgment gonna begin first with the house of Israel. And guess what's associated with earthquakes? Tsunamis. And so, hey, when the Lord decided to flood the damn land, right after he got damn decimated it with an earthquake, the Lord did it. He fucked up Haiti. Because them his people, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This pair with the Quan rapping Amos. It's Joel 2 and 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
The day of the Lord cometh, it is nigh at hand, it's near.
Yep.
Hey, get that in Zechariah, Mama Shah. You know what I want. It is near, it is near. If you got more, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm going a little bit more.
Let's go. Not that whole chapter 5, because if you started that, you might as well get the whole chapter.
Yeah.
But I was gonna parallel with you, and the brother got to appreciate that go right into what you're saying too. But get some more.
This Joel 2, y'all grab that one. Irish asked
He said, blow ye the trumpet. Now that's going to the prophecies. Right? You prophesying. That's what we doing when we blow the trumpet. We prophesying. But you really supposed to like tremble. You know what I'm saying? When you hear these words and get ready. You know? You got it.
Yep, verse 2. It says a day of darkness and of gloominess.
A day of darkness and gloom. Hey man, that right there could change your countenance. I was just on the phone with my father earlier. He was talking about that's why I moved down south because it's sunny all the time. They like up north it's gloomy. You know, they say it's a lot of suicides and homicides in Canada because it's a good percentage out of the year. It look like this. It's overcast. It's always cloudy. It bring your mood down. Hey, the gloomy day. That right there, I even mentioned it could bring your mood down.
Yeah.
But just looking at a gloomy day, like man, I ain't going outside. I ain't going out there. It can look frightening in the sky just because the Lord could make the sky look gloomy, man.
I'm gonna say this, man. When you got money,
It don't matter. Yeah. When you got money.
When you got money, baby, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter.
But you
Yeah,
can't
rain
play
on my parade.
when it's gloomy and dark outside. You really can't plan your day. You know how nigga look out the window and they see a nice day. Oh, we gonna go to the picnic. But when it's fucked up, you can't plan yourself. You can't plan your
What niggas with money do, they get on the jet and they fly above the clouds where the motherfucking sunshine. And they, you know what I'm saying? They relocate to a more sunnier location. Yo, they fucking go to fucking France. You know what I'm saying? Where the Spain. Right, it's cold over here and it's overcast, but you go above them clouds, it's sunny as fuck. You feel good.
Honey, the weather gonna be bad for a week. Let's go to Dubai.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They do this shit.
They got it like
They got
that.
the money like this. That shit is crazy.
Not to stay.
Right.
To run.
Right.
Right back. Oh my God.
Yeah, and they come right back.
They got it like that.
And that's a spirit because
Niggas ain't living like
I got this account where I'll be going to where all the private jets at. And nigga, you see Edomites always boarding, flying out, bro. Like, God, these niggas
They got money.
$20,000 for a round trip to
Yeah.
fly. What the fuck?
They got money like that. Huh?
Speaking on the time of the Lord return, hey, it's been times we traveled outside and I look up at the sky and I'm like, man, that's a fearful sight. You know, thunder is involved, lightning is involved. Jake gets scared at that shit, man.
Yep.
Well, that's how the Lord coming back. Hey, they didn't want the Lord to return. They said, Moses, you deal with the Lord, man. You know, because the Lord was showing himself, all right, and he was showing himself, and it was a frightful appearance, man. Thunder and lightning, power, exactly. Go ahead.
Joel 2:2. It says a day of darkness and of gloominess,
Darkness.
a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong.
What is that talking about? The people is a people of missiles. It's a body. It's a group of them. Go ahead.
It says there have not ever been the like, neither shall there be any more after, even to the years of many generations.
That's how you
destruction.
know it's not talking about actual people.
Yeah, that destruction is going to be of a devastating magnitude of an event like we've never seen before, man. All right, how about Shimei Al-Shai is coming to visit this place, and like the brother described, they're going to be a pretty sight. Get that Zechariah there.
Yeah.
She just brought that out. No, grab that Deuteronomy. We can hold it, man, real quick, because this was supposed to go with that with the brother. Did you read Isaiah 45, real quick, and it's going to go with that too.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39.
Let's go.
See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me.
So that parallel, that back up that Isaiah 45, there is no other God with the Lord. Go ahead.
I kill, and I make alive.
That's you, IUIC. In particular, what was that? Orlando? Was that Orlando? It was one of them damn counties. Oakland. Wow, they started with an O. Oakland, not Orlando. It was Oakland. All right, that was out there contending with Jake saying the true name. Hey, how about Shimei Al-Shai? You going off, man. You guys are unlearned, unstudied, and you never went into the word Lord in the blue letter to know what the Hebrew translates to. Yahweh, man.
You want to know how another way that those are the true names? When have you ever heard the heathens utter those names? And what did the scripture say? It's dreadful among the heathens.
Hey, that's the spirit because when Yahweh Shai name was on the news,
Yep.
when they said that was getting posted everywhere,
They didn't
she
say
didn't
it.
say
They
it.
didn't say it. Yep.
Because when you go into that word dreadful, another word for it is unspeakable.
Yup, say yup. And then them heathens like, and they literally is like they refuse to say it. Like, right, and they'll say any other name, like when you watch these documents and these things with these heathens, and they say Yahweh, Yahshua, but they just refuse to say the names, bro.
Hashem. Hashem is what?
The name.
The name.
That's what it means. They're like nigga, that ain't the Heavenly Father's name. It literally translates the name,
The
bro.
name.
You know what I'm saying?
But when you look at Lord, all caps, Exodus 3:15, it says Yahweh.
Tetragrammaton.
Yeah, right. Oh, see, even the tetragrammaton, that shit is off.
It's off.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't really, that's off. You know what I'm saying? Because the apostles broke that down too.
It's all consonants. It's not no vowels.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
problem.
Like, it's like,
YHWH all consonants.
this nigga got new speak, all type of things that because I forget how the apostles broke it down, but I believe it was a translation or transliteration, one of the terms, but the tetragrammaton, that's off. You know what I'm saying? It's out of order.
Just to add to you, that's the reason why they not saying it, because they heathens as well.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's the cut and dry. You can't say the Lord's name because you're a heathen.
Yep.
2/3 of our people, they're in that heathen mindset right now. So of course you ain't gonna call, or you gonna play games with the name of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, like IUIC does, saying you can call them whatever you want, or you'll play Yoda. That's out of order. Go ahead.
Or they call him
And
God's title.
he knows the name. Exactly, you're right. Those are all titles, man. A wonderful, Isaiah 9, right, and 7. The wonderful counselor. All right, the great power. Those are titles, man. What does it say when you go into the word Lord? And Nate knows that. He taught it, man. Read it. You want to make a point? Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39.
Read.
See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me.
Ain't no other God with him, man.
I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So when the Lord bring evil upon Babylon the Great, you're not going to be able to deliver yourself. All right?
Hey, we couldn't even deliver ourselves out of slavery, man.
Of course. That's right, because the Lord sanctioned us to go through it, even to this very day. We are yet this day in captivity, subject to payments, man.
Niggas can't deliver their own self out the projects. You know what I'm saying? Our people still in the projects in every major city across America. And Jake ain't figured out how to come out of that situation yet.
Because dribbling a ball or rapping a 16 ain't going to deliver you from the curses. Hey, the scripture said in Baruch 4 and 18, he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the same. So it's only Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that's going to deliver us from these curses that we find ourselves under. Get that next scripture I thought from. Bring that out.
This just happened. This article covers April 10th, 2025. Over 220 dead, including former MLB pitcher Octavio Doto, after a roof collapses at Dominican Republic nightclub.
Now he just read, exactly, couldn't deliver him from the curses or the judgment of the Lord. Now the brother just read Amos 3 and 6. Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? And you people out there are so simple, you'll say that's Satan. That's Satan, not my God. Well, the scripture just said the Lord does good and evil.
Right.
And neither is there any that can deliver out of his hand, man.
And this is the tribe of Simeon. You so-called Dominicans are from the tribe of Simeon, which Simeon is Shemaiwan in the Hebrew, which means affliction hurt.
Hey, Esau and Moab going down together, man, because they trust in this Edomite man and his system. Y'all gonna fail together. What is it? The stock market is taking a shit right now. You know, the stock market, the economy is tanking, man. You know, especially dealing with these tariffs. You know, Trump had to pause them on every other country except for China in order for it to jump back up. You know, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ 500, all right, is doing bad, man. And you got people that really trust in this damn stock market. Hey, the scriptures say, how ye inhabitants of Maktesh. You see, that's the market area. Okay, the same thing as the Wall Street today. Okay, from the ancient world to now. The Lord said He's gonna destroy it, man. All day that bear silver gonna be cut off, man. This is what we tell you. You don't trust in uncertain riches, man. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna have all that money. Ain't gonna be nothing to buy with it. Ain't gonna be no necessity such as food to buy with it. You see, that's what we telling you people, man. The sown places shall suddenly appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, man. The friends gonna fight one against another like enemies, man. Hey, man, like it says in Matthew 12 and so like 24 and 12, that the love of many shall wax cold, man. We in them times, man. The brother got a precept too. Get what you got, cause his went.
This was
he
just
got like
about
4 verses.
you mentioned the riches and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? This is
You people trust in your money, and your money is gonna fail.
Proverbs 23 and 4. It says, "Labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom." It says, "Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches suddenly make themselves wings; they fly away as an eagle toward heaven."
Hey, niggas get their cars cracked every day, B. You know, niggas be swiping. They got the one nigga something Dev. What's his name? The nigga Punch Made Dev. Look him up on Instagram. Punch Made Dev. That nigga got buku chains. He got the whole technique when it come to cracking cards. You know, you have all that money and wake up and your shit gone, depleted.
Look, this the spirit, cuz look, this the spirit right here. But look, he went down with a homeless and then was flexing 160,000 with the
And that's
homeless.
nothing, bro.
I'm just saying though,
yeah.
but these all homeless people around him, he come down there and flex on them with all his money though.
You know,
You see, see, Jake do that shit to make themselves feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Somebody.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
That's how you gotta put somebody down. I forget, it's a terminology that's associated with that right there. It's an actual, I think it's a clinical term that they use for that type of behavior, right? Because you see that he'll do that to our people, but you can't do that to Esau.
He got more than you.
Yeah, that's why niggas don't go. You ain't gonna go to the Hamptons in New York. You ain't gonna go to the Hamptons with $160,000 trying to. You can't stunt on Esau, man.
you got millions.
Hey, that's why. Hey, even Jay-Z, because Jay-Z a billionaire, right? 1 billion, 2 billion, however many billions the nigga worth. But Jay-Z even said that when he had that album, 4044. Yes, because the song Still Nigga. He said on the song, he said you still holding money to your ear. That's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here. That ain't no real money. That's what niggas like Punch Made Dev don't understand. They haven't come to the right. Well, what I said last night, gold and silver is God's money. You gotta come to the realization because you got actual celebrities, rappers, athletes, entertainers, Hollywood professionals, so on and so forth, right? Them motherfuckers like nigga like Moneybagg Yo, he got kilos of gold. This nigga invests his money in gold. You know what I'm saying? You got a nigga like Punch Made Dev, you buying a $300,000 chain, and when you going to get an appraisal for resale, nigga, it ain't even worth that shit, man.
Exactly.
Yo, so
Jake's simple. Jake is
you
simple.
know, it's simple,
Hey,
man.
that's why I
and
quoted the
that's why the
scripture.
Lord said, excuse me, slack it, brother. The Lord said, how long, the simplicity, roughly paraphrasing,
How long ye
Proverbs,
simple ones,
go to
what ye
Proverbs,
trust
how
in
long ye simple ones, nigga. If you doing that, man, you're a simple individual. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. It says, how long ye simple ones, it says, will ye love simplicity?
Yeah, because that's one of the, that's simplicity, man. All right, you flaunting your money. That shit, you don't do that, man.
Jake was up in the 70s, even though they was doing wickedly to get it. Jake was up in the 60s and 70s with fat ass kilo fucking chains and rings on each hand. You hear about all the stories with Al Pacino? What's the nigga that died? The nigga on the motorcycle,
Faison,
Alpo, and
yeah.
all these niggas.
Faison, Alpo, yeah.
The Lord's smoking these niggas because they deserve it. But Jake been doing that shit, man.
Yeah, they were showing what I forget who it was in the book of Maccabees. He showed what was in the treasury, and got the treasury. You know, they tried to run up in the treasury because one of the priests went in there showing off the riches of Israel.
But I'm gonna say this, man.
I see it now.
The scriptures say, because I just quoted the scripture about how you have to Mactus, you individually trust in the stock market. It said all they that bear silver gonna be cut off, man. All right, but if I may say, the scriptures say that they suppose that gain is godliness. So they feel because that they have more resources and or access to these FRNs, these Federal Reserve notes. Yeah, look that up, the Federal Reserve, and where it was started on Jackal Island. Well, that really 1910. That was a meeting held there that led to the organization and the establishment of the fucking Federal Reserve. And Woodrow Wilson, they say he the worst fucking president, man.
Yeah,
But nonetheless, yeah, look that up, Woodrow Wilson.
I seen the article.
Yeah, it's heavy, man. It's heavy information. But when he did away with the gold standard and the silver standard, the money was depleting then, man.
Yeah.
So how much more now? That's why they was showing the equivalent of how much gold you would get like in the 1980s, 90s compared to today. For $10,000, you would have got way more gold than you get today.
Yep.
Go ahead, Doc.
Let me finish this out. It's
Finish
back
it
in
out.
Proverbs 1 and 22.
Con.
It says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
It's simple. Niggas will go,
Yeah, let me finish the scripture out.
niggas will go and spend thousands of dollars on an outfit, man. That's simplicity, man.
It says, how long, let me finish the actual verse.
Finish it out.
It says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
You know, it's weird.
It says, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge, man. Right, so this is the thing, man. It says, fools hate knowledge, man. our people, man, they're constantly falling after what? Foolishness, wickedness, man. Things that have no substance, man. That's why when you look at Jake, man, it's easy to beguile Jake. It's easy to get Jake caught up in
You
his
can buy a nigga cheap.
right, as the old saying goes.
And you said it's easy to gouge sheep and gouge Jake and to get
beguiled.
over on Jake, right? Simplicity. It says simple, foolish, open-minded, naive.
Right.
Naive.
Jake be like, I'm open-minded.
Yeah.
That means that you open to anything.
Yeah.
And it's good to say win or not, whatever win.
Yep.
You know, because Jacob be taken, everyone the doctrine, they'll be taken by those, man, those attempts, man. Go back to that Zechariah too, by the way. That Zechariah that the brother was holding. Yeah.
Zephaniah.
Zephaniah or
Yes.
Zechariah?
He was in Zephaniah.
Zephaniah, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
We are all children of God.
Take a step back.
Yeah, he want to give service.
Yeah, take that. Take that.
Hey,
I
too
take
close,
that.
man.
Take
Nah,
that.
It's cool.
It's
We
cool.
appreciate
Yeah. Hey,
that.
thank you, sir.
Well, goddamn,
Last week too.
He just walked up. I'm like, what's up? This is Zephaniah 1 verse 14. The great day of Yahweh is near. This is Zephaniah 1 verse 11. It says, how ye
You read good. Huh?
How ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut
Now,
down.
we brought this out last night. We do our Friday sit-downs, right?
God.
We brought this out last night, and in the NLT it says the market area. The market area is dealing with, you know, the stock and exchange, man. And also where things are sold for goods, man. That's all dealing with the same thing. All right, imports, exports, where it gets to the consumers, etc., man. All right, say how. Why did it say how? Because you people gonna be in a state of distress. Go ahead.
It says, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off.
And that word in the Hebrew merchant is Canaan, it's Kana'aim. All right, it means lowland, it means trader, okay? It deals with merchants, tradesmen, and so on and so forth, man. He said that all they that bear silver are cut off. That's the scripture I was quoting. Keep going. Keep
It
going.
says, like, verse 12, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leaves, that say in their heart, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil.
So you got some of our individuals out here that's of the Israelite ilk who say that the Most High will not do good nor evil. They not forewarning Israel that the Lord has come to bring evil, hence Jacob's trouble upon the world, man. You know, they are withholding information from you. Go ahead.
Therefore, their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a
The
desolation.
things you possess that you trust in is going to be given to another. Whether it's until the wicked Esau come take your shit, or whether the Lord have you storing up things for the righteous to stumble across, man. Either way, all of that shit is going to be taken from you, man, that you trust in. Go ahead.
It says, they shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards, but shall not, but not drink the wine thereof.
That's right. That's going to slavery. And we endured that even to this very day. Even to this very day, in regards of building things and not inhabiting them. You know, planting vineyards, not drinking the wine thereof. We're doing it for Esau to get rich. We fattening his pockets right now, man.
Right, who the majority of people that work for Amazon, Israelites. You know what I'm saying? But that's making Edomites wealthy. It say in verse
Jake even work on these Edomite houses. You know, right now, you know, we in the business of dealing with furniture, but even beyond that, you know, utilities and building the houses themselves, carpentry, HVAC, Jake is doing that shit, man. Go ahead.
they can't even get a discount.
Man,
It says Zephaniah 1 verse 14.
Now, that's the spirit, because that nigga 42 Doug, he spent $1 million at Gucci, they get that nigga a free t-shirt.
But you gotta spend $1 million first though.
Thanks for bringing us this money, nigga. Here's your shirt.
And the shirt cost $100 to make.
And see, that's the problem with Jake though, man. Like these niggas, they love flaunting. You love flaunting a designer that's made by a mo, bro.
And eventually, in a couple of years, it go out of style. You know, Prada just bought Versace. You know, they just bought them for a few billion, you know, because they was going under, man. They were losing money. And if you notice these trends, eventually, every couple of years, you know, what was popping a couple of years ago is not popping years later, man. Go ahead.
And that's why you don't get caught up in that shit. Because it's a never-ending money pit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Back in the day, Rockaware was the shit. Niggas don't wear Rockaware no more. Fat Farm, Fubu, Polo, and you was the shit if you had it.
LRG.
Valley and this, that, and the other.
I'm
Yeah, Jabos and shit. American Invention, American
T-Star.
Eagle, Aeropostale.
That shit gone.
That shit come and go. That's why the scripture say that the fashion of this world languishes, man. Go ahead.
Zephaniah 1 verse 14, the great day of Yahweh is near, it is near and hasteth greatly.
So the day of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is fastly approaching. That's what we are telling you people, man. Whether you hear or forbear, the Lord is coming back, man. And with a vengeance, man. He's not coming back peacefully. He's not coming to reason with you niggas. He's coming back to destroy shit, man. So right now is the peaceful time. This is where we talk. Shema, y'all, Shema. Salakia. We forewarning you that the Lord is coming back, man. Get Isaiah 47:3 real quick. Bible Rashad, Isaiah 47:3, because you're gonna be met with vengeance from on high, man. From Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Hey, that police force ain't gonna be able to stop the Lord. Their military ain't gonna be able to stop the Lord. Their sixth branch of the military dealing with the Space Force is not gonna be able to stop the Lord. If they all band together, what they gonna do, pursuing the 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, they gonna turn to try to fight the Holy One of Israel. That's not gonna stop the Lord. You ain't gonna stop these prophecies, man. They happening.
And you ain't gonna stop the rain.
Hey, that's it, man. The rain of missiles, because it's coming. It's evident, man. Hey, no, that's real. In 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, 2nd Ezra 16, read verse 1, and then jump down to like 12, 13, where it's talking about the missiles. You know? Because verse 1, it mentions Babylon, woe unto thee, right? There's that verse 15 and 1.
You want the one about the missiles?
Get 16 and 1. 16 and 1 first.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 1. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria." It
Because
says
they about to go to war. All right, Babylon and Asia. What's that Asia? The whole thing? Okay. That's right. The Valley of Jehoshaphat is in the Middle East. Babylon dealing with the West, and Asia is dealing with that whole continent. Right. That go to Eurasia. That go to that go into Russia, which is a part of the Asian continent. That go into China, which is a part of the Asian continent. All right, they're getting ready to lock horns, man. The BRICS nations versus NATO. Let's get it, man.
this verse 2. It says, "Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand."
We wear garments that's supposed to represent a time of mourning, man. All right, sackcloth, you know, is what John the Baptist wore, from my understanding. You know, when he was eating honey and locusts, wild locusts in the wilderness, man. You know, it was a rough garment, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says verse 3, "A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?"
What's a sword? Plagues, pestilence, man. The Lord is sending that right now, and they're going to intensify. He said, "Who is he that can turn it back?" Going into the missiles, right?
Yep.
Once a bullet leaves the barrel of a gun, you can't call it back. It's going too fast.
Yeah.
You know, it's a rapid. It's a combustion that happens in that barrel. You know, gas is blown backward. That's why it recoils and blows the gas back, the slide, to release the casing, and the gun, exactly, and the bullet travels. And once it leaves the barrel, it's a wrap.
Even the rock, you throw a rock.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. You shoot a bow, that bitch coming fast as hell. Yeah.
Verse 4, "A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Yeah.
Plagues are sent unto you."
I was gonna say, not the damn firefighters.
Right.
Hey, when missiles get shot, you're gonna hear the woo.
Hey, in Cali, they had to go scoop water from niggas' backyards out of pools. They had to go get water from the ocean and air dump it because they couldn't battle the fires, man.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Look at the videos. You know, they had to airlift water to try to stop the fire. It was unquenchable, man. They were burning whole towns, man. In Edomite predominant areas where they more well off. You know, that was costing billions, maybe trillions of dollars to repair, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5, it
Let's
says,
go.
"Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?"
There's nothing you can do to stop the plagues of the Lord. The plagues are being sent. Hey, look, when food is taken away, we talking about dealing with these tariffs, right? People, it's going to cause not to say a trickle-down effect, which it is a trickle-down effect. It's be like a domino effect. One thing gonna lead to another, right? So people can't eat, like the scriptures say, 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. This is why people gonna be invading one another for tribulation, for great tribulation, and for lack of bread. You see, people they okay with paying high taxes. Back in the day, they wasn't. They went to war with King George. They wasn't going. Nowadays, niggas too complacent. They're comfortable. They got PSPs and what's the new shit? PS5s. They got iPhone 16s, Pro Maxes and shit. So they okay with being taxed for this. But when the food is taken away, that's the food we're talking about. When you can't eat, you know what I'm saying? People like to eat. Jake like to eat. When you can't eat, man, that's going to cause people to rebel. It's going to lead to crime. It's going to lead to invading one another. It's going to lead to people not regarding one another, man. Because everybody going to want to eat, man.
And more so, you know, Jake and people in general, they so used to using certain brands. Jake be real mad when they can't get that specific brand.
Exactly.
That's gonna really piss people off.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the first steps of you seeing the depletion of the food supply. The selection go diminish.
Well, that's what we was talking about yesterday. We was talking about the tariffs.
Right.
Them tariffs not only going to lead to prices going up, but it's going to lead to certain things not being available no more. Because we was talking about it like these companies and countries that shipping these things over here, they're going to be like, they're going to come to the conclusion, okay, why do we still shipping this item and you got it in bulk and abundance? We losing money. We're not making any what they call it, profit.
They're not making profit.
And also too,
to go under.
if the people don't have money, because everybody like Zaquan said, they one check away from being homeless. What they gonna do? They gonna go on the spots and steal.
Yeah, bro. Yep. It's
gonna cause the company not to make money too.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's gonna lead to looting and shit.
And so it's a trickle down effect, man. You know, and then people going to be invading houses, and it's going to be even more crime. So this is what we talking about. And what did Esau want to do? Order of chaos. He wants to bring order through the chaos, man. So he sets up the problem, then brings the solution, which is the Revelation 13 and 16.
Hey, so you want to know why people don't believe what we saying? Because they don't keep up with prophecy.
And it also because, it ain't nothing happening in real time.
It ain't
The thing
affecting
is, the
them.
tariffs,
Yeah, that's
the
what-
tariffs are happening in real time. They just haven't felt it yet at their wallet.
Right, and that, like I said, they're not keeping up with prophecy.
Right.
We
Exactly.
we see when you watch the news, you should be able to identify what's taking place.
Revelation 6, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Revelation 6 is the inflation chapter. All right?
Yeah.
You know about the penny for a week, for a day's wage, man. You see? And individuals out here busting their ass already. This brother put in 100 hours.
Yeah, bro.
You know? It's an article. You can look this up. They say there's no state in the U.S. where you can work 40 hours at minimum wage and have enough to sustain.
Yeah,
Not
bro.
even a single one bedroom apartment.
Yeah, bro.
There's no place in the U.S. that you can do that.
Shit real out here.
People comfortable, man. And guess what? It's only gonna get even harder. Motherfuckers proud. Okay? Keep reading now. Keep reading, Paul.
Verse 6, it says, let me start from verse 5 again. Plagues are sent unto you. It says, and what is he that may drive them away?
Keep going.
It says, right, because I might add,
Right.
who can take away these plagues that the Lord sent upon earth? Nobody, because even the plagues that took place during ancient Egypt, the Pharaoh and them, they wanted, you know what I'm saying? They wanted those things to cease.
Yeah.
But the Lord still brought them plagues, man.
That's right. The brother just brought out Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Said, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Lord is bringing these judgments. Hey, the hand of the Lord is fearful. When Job was catching hell, he said that the hand of God was upon him. Hey, when you go into that scripture that talk about his hand is stretched out still, that's going into the judgment being sent, man. You know, you don't want to fall into the hands. It's a fearful thing, right? To fall into the hand of the living power. Because now you in his eyes scope for anything to happen to you, man. You know, that's why it's best to just fear the Lord, do the things he said do, and endure to the end. Keep going, bro.
Verse 6.
Because you wanted to start, you wanted to
Yeah, I
be
know.
straight
Yeah,
through.
hell yeah, I
So
got it.
let's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
let's get it, man.
Let's get it.
Yep, it says verse 6. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood?
You gonna stop a beast, a wild beast, from being hungry? Hey, Daniel was in the this how you know it's spiritual. Daniel was in the den with 2 hungry lions. Was it 2?
No, it was like 6.
Was it 6? It was
Yeah,
more
it was
spicy.
multiple. Yeah.
Correction.
Yeah.
Forgive
What
me.
we see on
Multiple, more than one.
Yeah, it was
Hungry.
more than one.
They were starved. That's the point.
I don't think you get it exactly.
One would be enough. Was it on more than one occasion?
Yeah,
Wasn't on. It happened
well,
like
it was
twice.
one with Daniel, then the other one was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Well, so it was one with Daniel and the 3 holy children, and the other one was
Okay.
3 holy children.
Okay. Correct us if we're wrong.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
And see, people think that they can stop the prophecy, they can stop the judgments from taking place because we coming out and giving them the information. But the fact that it's already written, that's how you know it's all, the plagues are already sent. You can't turn it back because it's already written. Well, the Most High is not a man that he should lie.
Keep going, Bible Bishop. Yeah, he said, can any turn away a hungry lion?
Yep. It says,
You good? It's good.
It says, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble. It says, when he have begun to burn.
Exactly. You can't quench that fire when Esau's sending out that DEW, all right, over there in North Carolina and Cali and shit. When he's sending out that Hawaii, when he's sending out that major fire, that concentrated fire, is anybody able to quench that? No. And they carry for miles, man. They pick up the ashes, carry for miles, and it reignites somewhere else, man.
And that's-
they have multiple cities burning, not just one county. It was multiple counties burning, man.
I was gonna say, when you read the scriptures, I believe it's Jeremiah 51 where it talk about the fanner.
Yeah.
Which is the other nations, but that's a fire. A fanner actually feed a fire oxygen to make it grow. So it's gonna spread.
Yep.
They gonna add to it.
Yep. There's gonna be things that's gonna help fuel like the crashing of this kingdom.
That's
You
it,
know what
bro.
I'm saying?
You got what's known as accelerants. It accelerates the fire. Like alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, 70%, 90%. It's an accelerant, you know, that can accelerate a fire. And then you got things that can quell it or quench it, like water, you know, or sometimes water won't, depending on what type of fire it is. It can be an electrical fire,
Grease fire.
Yeah, grease fire, water that goes against it, man. You know, it'll make the situation worse, man.
There's an account in the Book of Wisdom of Solomon. It talks about how the water is gonna not burn. It's in Wisdom of Solomon.
It's like it ain't coming from one thing. Now we read it, you can bring it out though for sure.
7 lions.
It was 7 lions. Which account was that?
This is Bell and the Dragon, verse 1 and 32.
So that was Bell and the Dragon.
Yeah, the
that
one in
account.
Daniel don't.
The one in Daniel, what he said he gonna say?
They don't say it.
It says Bell and the Dragon, chapter 1, verse 32. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them to the intent they might devour Daniel.
Yeah, that was what was bringing about who may turn away a hungry lion. That was the brother reading in the second Ezra, the 16th chapter.
So the only person who can do that is Yahweh Shemel Shah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's written Yahweh Shemel Shah is not gonna stop the mouth of this lion that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shah.
The teeth of the
This
beast,
destruction that's coming.
The teeth of the beast is dealing with his armies, you know, and ultimately his weaponry, man. You got some more in that second Ezra 16.
I was trying to find the scripture or something.
So like, if you want to keep looking for the brother,
No,
you got a precept.
go ahead, come on. You said you have one quick.
You sure you got
If not, I'm gonna continue in there. I was trying to find
Yeah, I got one. This is Revelations chapter 8, verse 10. It says, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of the waters. All right, and then that third part is talking about Esau Edom, okay, because it goes into 3 classifications of men, which is the sons of God, the sons of men, and then you got the sons of wicked, right?
When they start falling with the news.
Right.
You say Revelation.
Yes, Revelation.
Revelation 8, yeah.
And that just like the brother was saying,
I thought I missed
Doc saying that stars talking about the nuclear missiles.
That's right.
The stars don't fall, right? They stay stationary, right? So it's really like a star falling from heaven, a nuclear missile, right?
This nigga touched my foot.
When what's her name was bombed, you seen all those. What country was that bombed? Israel was bombed by Hezbollah. Yeah, and you seen all those missiles coming. I think they was hit with 181 missiles.
Oh yeah,
And you seen how they was falling down. It looked like stars falling.
In the ark and fashion.
Yeah.
yeah. And then 11 verse says, in the name of the stars called wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.
So those waters gonna be contaminated with the radioactive waste that's gonna be left. Well, radiation that's gonna be left over from the missiles being detonated, man. You know, and oftentimes, because you deal with nuclear weapons, you got nuclear reactors that have, like the brother mentioned, fallouts where they leak and or burst or explode, man. And they cause issues dealing with the ecosystem. You see? And so we in that time where the water's gonna be contaminated, the land gonna be contaminated. That's why no human life is gonna be able to inhabit America, man. There's gonna be too much radiation. But the Lord's so cold, he can cause animals to still grow here who can tolerate it, man. So this is what we telling you about what the brothers growing up reading on 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. All right, it speaks about woe unto thee, Babylon and Asia, the main, parties that's gonna be involved with these wars, man. The BRICS nations going to war with America, the Babylon, which is spearheaded NATO and the EU.
That's the great war that sitteth upon the beast, man. It's on the Revelation, the 17th chapter on down.
And it's
There's
a
some
great-
more in that second Ezra 16.
And this war is fought to determine who is going to rule next.
Oh, Revelation 19.
Right. That's what war wars goes into, right? They're battling for position on who's going to rule next. But the Lord is going to upset them and set up the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua right here on earth. Like, that's what's going to happen. Right? They're going to be fighting each other for that world dominance, and the Lord is going to upset them and interrupt their plans, man. You know, and the kingdom of heaven is what's coming next. That's why World War III is actually taking place. It's to usher in the kingdom, man. You know, that's the ultimate goal of the Lord, is to bring everything under the subjection of Yahweh Shah. You know? Because that's what those nukes are going to do. It's a great reset that's coming, and the nation that's going to rule next is the kingdom of Israel, man. You know?
Back in 2nd Ezra 16 and at 9, it says that fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder. It says, and who shall not be afraid?
Yeah, man. People gonna be afraid when the Lord returns, man. This ain't gonna be no walk in the park. All right, you're gonna be terribly afraid because you're gonna be seeing things that you never seen before. Hey, motherfuckers gonna get zapped with lightning.
Yeah.
Are we talking about people get zapped with lightning all the time? They're gonna be smoking shit with the chariots. You gotta consider these things, man. You know, this devil, he got a robot army, okay, to try to bring to life the things that you see on these sci-fi movies like iRobot and different movies and such, where Terminator, where pretty much automation takes over, AI takes over. You know, you're gonna be up the war against Esau, his armies, and some of his own minions, man.
Yeah, and with those robotic robotic dolls and shit, you know, the shit that they manufacture, like Boston Dynamics. Right. Elon Musk, he actually released a robot, and it's called Artemis. Is it called Artemis? I forget. Well, look up the robot that he just, because they were talking about how Kim Kardashian got one. See, the thing about these different robots, that's why Will Smith, that nigga was in the spirit. He knew, that nigga Will Smith, that knew that they had an ulterior motive when you watch that movie iRobot.
It is
man.
Artemis.
Oh yeah, Artemis. There's like a humanoid. That's what they call those particular type of robots, because like I said, you got the ones with Boston Dynamics, they more look like a dog and shit. But then you got the ones that's humanoid, meaning they look more human-like. You know what I'm saying? Cause you can have a fucking a robot walking among some people, you wouldn't even know, bro. You wouldn't even be able, just like Terminator, just like the movie Terminator. You wouldn't even be able to know that Arnold Schwarzenegger was a fucking, he was like, what are you made of? The exoplanet, the skeleton, the flesh, and the exoplasm. That nigga, remember, he was breaking it down to John Connor and shit, bro. That shit was funny as hell, bro. You know, but with these robots, I wanted to make this point right here. It's a movie. It's called Big Hero 6. I don't know if Jake ever seen it. It's a movie that goes into like a children's robot, right? This dude, he created this robot and shit, right? But the thing is, with these robots, they can just download they objective venom. See, they can be nice and then they can turn fucking evil and then just start killing people, bro. They show you this in the movies. That's what they do. A robot, he was nice and at first, and then next thing you know, he's a short circuit. You know, and then now he's going on a killing spree, a violent killing spree.
That's equivalent to a virus. That's equivalent to a virus. Like a computer getting a virus. That's the equivalent. You know,
Violent killing.
God. Back in 2nd Ezra 16 and 12, it says, the earth quaketh and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. It says, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, man.
Another word for sharp is accurate. They can be very accurate in their detonation in which they're intended to do. And when you look at the missile touchdown or ground zero for America from like Russia, they got the whole continent rotted in red. You see, you got neutral countries out there. All right, I want to say like Greenland. I want to say like South Africa, maybe South America. Certain places of it is not destined to be touched with missiles, man. All right, but all of America is destined for destruction. This is why you shouldn't be going to Kenya trying to prophesy, man. When the salvation and the destruction is going to come primarily from America, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, get that.
Read.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2. And I can start at verse 7. It says, they shall run like mighty men.
Well, you start up at verse.
Well, the whole chapter. Like this
He already started it.
That's why I started at 7.
Start from 6. Start from 6.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse
He already
6.
said it's a mighty people that are strong. You know that's coming from this one, man.
Verse 6, it says, before their face, the people shall...
Don't start verse 6.
See the 6.
Okay, calm.
So that's why I'm like 5. Okay, verse 6. Joel 2 and 6, before their face, the people shall be such... the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness.
Right, and when you look up that term, right, I looked it up. When you look up that word blackness right there in the blue letter, it's gonna say fear, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Because with these people, going to come to the conclusion that these people gonna come to the conclusion is that these missiles are going to be used to take them out. Yeah, terror. Yep. Hail. So we look at that word, it's gonna say terror. So that those missiles are gonna be used. So you gotta imagine how this shit gonna go down. You seeing missiles getting shot up. You gonna hear people.
And you seen them touch down. And
Yeah, bro.
You hearing them.
Yeah, because when you watch those like the videos over there in Lebanon and all that, them people, them Ishmaelites and them heathens over there, them niggas seeing them areas getting bombed with fucking missiles. They
call
like,
it,
damn.
They call it shrapnel.
Daily.
You know, shrapnel is like dealing with the debris that happens and the things that fly like glass and parts of rock, metal, and things of that nature. You know, because they might be in close proximity. Well, with missiles, you know, there's an impact, but I'm talking about how it spreads. So there's a wind that comes with that. But certain of these missiles aren't all nuclear capable. They're just missiles. You know, regular traditional missiles, so to speak, ballistic, so to speak. And they'll see them touch down a mile or two away and still hear and/or feel the shock wave and/or hear that shit, because the scriptures call it a noisome pestilence, man. So that's what's coming. A pestilence is a disease, all right, but ultimately the noisome pestilence is talking about the missiles, man. To come and purge and cleanse the earth.
Joel chapter 2, verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Because those missiles can get here in 30 minutes or less. Those missiles can touch certain places. You got to understand, Russia's not as far from America as you think. It's between 50 to 100 miles at the Alaska border. Look it up. All right? Because the earth is a globe. It's not flat, man. It's not flat like on your textbook where Russia's over here and America's over there and it takes the no, man. You know? Go ahead.
And then those Esau got something called supersonic or hypersonic missiles.
Yeah.
Where them shits is reaching Mach 4, Mach, you know what I'm saying? Mach 5 and shit. Like when you watch a plane, them jets, when them shits is hitting supersonic, it's bursting the sound barrier, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mach 1, when you go into Mach 1, Mach 2, and then it's 1 time faster than the speed of light.
Damn,
Mach
see?
7 means it's 7 times faster than the speed of light.
See, there you go. And them missiles,
That's right, like the brother said. Correction. I stand corrected. I meant to say speed of sound,
Okay,
not
con.
speed of light.
And when them missiles get shot, them missiles gonna come over here and they gonna touch down, man.
I want to show real quick.
They gonna touch down. They gonna destroy. They gonna. As soon as Scripture says, it's gonna leave neither root nor branch, man.
That's right. And when you look up the Bering Strait, you know, it displays how close Russia is to America. I'm not sure how well this is picking it up.
2 miles.
How well is that picking it up?
Actually, when you go into it,
Russia and America is close as hell, man.
yeah, but actually, when you go into it, the dividing line is 2 smaller islands in the Bering Strait. When you zoom in, still like it, brother.
We can't.
It's okay. But when you zoom in, though, right there with the Bering Strait is 2 islands.
It's like it, bro.
that separate the United States from Russia.
Yeah.
It's called Big Domicino and then Little Domicino or something like that, right? And that's why they say it's that close, because the two actual continents of Russia and America, they further apart, but it's two islands that's controlled and owned by Russia, one by Russia and one by America, and they 2 miles apart.
2 miles apart.
Yeah.
So that's nothing for the Lord to reach. You know, from the enemy's aspect, man. Why do you think America wants Ukraine so bad? Why do you think, you know, they want North Korea so bad so they could be in a strategic hole or place for when these missiles go down, man?
God, Joel chapter 2 and verse 7, it says, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
Right, meaning they're gonna climb the wall, meaning they're gonna want to enter into what? I can do America's grip, all right? And then it said they're not gonna break their ranks, meaning they're not gonna hit each other. They got GPS technology to where they can pinpoint. They gonna hit their targets.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I still find amazing. I still find heat-seeking missiles amazing because it's it's followed by thermal.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it follows your heat pattern
Yeah.
program, man.
And nigga flying, you know what I'm saying? He busted you, he evaded it. That motherfucker turned right with your ass. Nigga looking behind us, oh shit.
That's some technology for your ass.
That
man.
is, bro.
But even more dealing with longitude, latitude, they put in a certain longitude, latitude, and it goes to those direct coordinates, man. And it's gonna find your ass, man.
Yeah, that's-
so all of America, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm about to pull up the map. All of America is destined to be destroyed when they shoot off missiles.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not breaking his ranks. That's going into what the brother talking about. They got that technology to where the Lord has made it to where those missiles are going to hit every destination when they get shot off, man. It's going to be accurate.
I was watching the news the other day, and Good Morning America. The United States has 135 nuclear missiles. Right here, the rest of them got to get one man, when they shoot out the missiles, it's going to be a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. And that's just what they got so-called documents. Them niggas might be having shit concealed. You know what I'm saying? So we already know though, like what those missiles gonna be used for, man. Get that real quick, come on, if you can get that Isaiah 95. The battle confused noise. Real quick.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So the past wars that took place, it was with, close contact, right, fighting and things like that. You heard men screaming. Like the brother Mahar brought out in World War I and World War II, you heard a bunch of, men at war, right? You heard a bunch of men putting each other to death. All right, but then the Third World War is going to be fought with burning and fuel of fire. That's going to be the difference between the wars, man.
Yep.
All right, it ain't going to be close. I mean, you're going to have some instances of close combat fighting, right? But the majority, the Third World War is going to be fought with nukes, man.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Good point. You go back to that, Joel.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 8. It says, "Neither shall one thrust another; they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded."
Yeah, yep, going into the same thing we just breaking down, man. All right, so once those missiles get shot off, they gonna hit they targets, man. And the Lord gonna have them the spirit of the angels inside them, guiding, you know what I'm saying, guiding them missiles to where they hit every target. Because it ain't gonna just be America. America gonna shoot its fucking nukes off, man, and they gonna hit certain destinations. You know what I'm saying? Because you just think America gonna let Russia and China and all these other places shoot their missiles off, and they gonna be like, you know what? They got it. No, them niggas gonna be slapping them buttons, man.
Mutually assured destruction, man.
He gonna have that old ass scotch. Hey, go ahead, Bill. You know what I'm saying?
It's mutually assured destruction where missiles gonna detonate off of inbound missiles. They're gonna go off automatically.
Yeah, because I've heard, I don't know how true it is, I didn't look into it, but if one is shot off, they all get shot off.
But that's what I'm talking about, mutually assured destruction. That's what it's talking about. You look at mad. Read.
Right.
Verse 8. I mean, verse 9 it says, they shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses.
Well, you know what that's talking about? It's like, finish reading.
It says, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief.
Yeah, man. They're going to enter into the atmosphere, but they're going to go above and beyond any type of Iron Dome defense system that they can have. Hey, America got a Patriot system. They got what's known as ground-to-air defense systems, you know, to try to use something to counter it, but more so intercept it. You know, to intercept the missile mid-air to cause it to detonate in the air instead of on ground. But all in all, it'll all have an effect on life because it eventually has to fall to the ground. Not to mention, it can cause EMP attacks on top of the fact that it's not always accurate. You know, their ground-to-air defense system isn't always accurate, man. They don't catch everyone. Even the Iron Dome in Israel don't catch everyone.
Exactly. That's going to be my point. When they shot those 180-something missiles, hey, some of them got through. Majority of them got through.
Some do.
You know? So any defense that you got, you don't have no defense against the Lord, man. Because you can set up all these technical advances and have the technology to stop it, and it don't work that day. You know, it don't work that day. It don't work that much.
Well, the Chariots been turning on and off their nuclear reactors and things of that nature, man. It's been reported. You know, they'll start it or shut it down. You know, because the Lord is ultimately in control, man. You see, when He wants this place to be destroyed, it's going to be, and not a minute sooner or after. Man. He said, "A boundary cannot pass." Read.
It's Proverbs chapter 21, verse 31. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of Yahweh.
And horse represent power. You know, you can be as prepared as you want to be. Hey, when on watching the Game of Thrones, you'll have instances where they used to joust. It's got me. They used to joust on the Game of Thrones, and you'll have instances where that rider may, instead of hitting the rider himself, he may go for the horse. Even though the horse got layers of mail, coats of mail on, and like plates of armor, hey, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord, man. You see?
Swing that sword and chop off one of them legs on that horse, and you over.
And you, well, that's on the Game of Thrones. They impaled the nigga. You know, they killed the horse too, man. My Game of Thrones is enthusiast, y'all know.
I got one. This is Revelation 6 and I'll start verse 12. It says, "And I beheld," it says, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth.
Yeah, because those seals go into angels, vials, plagues. And the Lord is sending plagues. That's what He said, the sixth plague. He said in the earth, He said the sun was what?
It says, "And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as
That's the
sackcloth
missiles.
of hair."
The missiles gonna cause the earthquakes, and it's gonna cause the sun to be blotted out. It ain't gonna. Hey, when missiles get detonated, a nice noonday sky, sunny sky, turn dark. You know, you don't see the ordinance of the sun because of the mushroom cloud and the power that the Lord caused. Hey, man, it goes dark, man. It goes dark, man.
It says, "And the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casting her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind."
That's manifold, primarily speaking about the missiles falling in the arcing fashion, like a fig falling from a fig tree. All right, when wind shakes it. Okay, but the stars falling, and that's these individuals you people look up to too, man. They're gonna fall from heaven. Yeah, they're gonna fall from this lofty estate that they're in. You people trust in them, man. You ain't supposed to put your trust in man. Go ahead.
I got a precept. This is Zechariah 14 and 12.
Was that it? Was that it on there?
A little bit more. Yep, a little bit more. It's verse 14. "And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain island were moved out of their places." Man.
We just had the Passover, right? During the Passover, you had a Torah, in which it's in a scroll. You gotta bless it, right? Right? It's in a scroll. If you see the scroll, it's like a roll. You know, imagine that in the sky. You got the mushroom cloud. Look up a mushroom cloud on Google, man.
It literally damn near look the same.
It's the exact
It
same.
damn near look the same. Like
We used to have a sign. Yeah, we used to have a sign with the America will be destroyed by fire, etc. Big ass mushroom cloud covering the whole city. You know, because America is known as a city, man.
Yep.
You know.
Because you gotta remember that the ancient prophets, they describe things using the terms that they knew. So they seen the vision that the Lord gave them, and then they compared that mushroom cloud, which is the mushroom cloud you looked up, like Arashad explained it. It's skinny in the middle, and then it has the smoke at the bottom, and then it's skinny in the middle, and it goes up and has smoke at the top. You unroll an ancient scroll, you have the little bar in the middle that you roll it out. It's fat at the bottom, skinny in the middle, and it's fat. It's the same thing. So that's what they use. You know what I'm saying?
If you look at those mushroom clouds, the impact of that particular area, right? And all Americans gonna be hit with that damn impact. All Americans gonna be fucking cloudy, man.
Yeah, well, the scriptures say, in Revelation, the scriptures say 200,000, man. So it's gonna be, it ain't just gonna be one missile, it's gonna be 200,000. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? These missiles, man, they gonna be used to destroy this fucking place, man. And Lord willing to happen soon, man. You know, we gotta keep waking up every damn day, slaving, man, looking at these fucking peasants, man, rule over us, man. I'm tired of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? These people are fucking, especially these Edomites, man. They wild ass animals, man. They need to be chained up, man.
They gotta get put down.
This nigga proved that he don't know how to rule, and he shouldn't rule, man. This nigga created a whole franchise with serving abominations, bro. Red Lobster, fucking what's the other crab, man?
Joe's Crab.
Joe's
Crab Shack.
Yeah, Joe's Crab Shack. All these, you think in the kingdom of heaven that shit gonna be? No, bro, no.
And that's only within the last century, because early 1900s they were giving that to the prisoners. When you Google it, look up prison food in 1900s. Lobster was on that list. You got it, bro.
What Trump is doing right now with all these tariffs and stuff, trying to bring the jobs back, right? These things are going to take years, man. For us to see some type of effect in moving forward,
right?
And that's the pride of the key to continuing. But if it does get that far, Lord willing it don't, all right, it could be a lot more wickedness being done during that time, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, wickedness is pretty much, get real quick, get that, second Ezra 15, where it says, second Ezra 15, I think 3 and 4, Mike 5, we talk about wickedness that is seated.
Right, because Trump is trying to make America great again. It's going to be at the cost of the poor people, man. We're going to be the ones, they're going to be the ones suffering because see money at work, they're feeling the fucking crunch. We're trying to defend Donald Trump, man. You know?
And as the scripture say, the poor is robbed for his, the poor is destroyed for his poverty. What we paraphrase? No, just go to 6.
Okay. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Go ahead.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Right, it says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Just backing up Brother Aidan Dawa. Wickedness have exceedingly polluted the earth, man. You see it, man. You see the effects of it. So bring that back.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 6.
Go ahead.
For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Go ahead.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
What's some of Babylon's hurtful works, man? They putting in legislation to legalize mole marriage. You know what I'm saying? Now it's affected. Yeah, pedo activity, bestiality. You can look it up real quick, Arashad, since you got your smart device out. Look up give him my apostle retard. Look up bestiality legal in how many states?
Hey, and cannibalism is legal in certain states.
Oh shit, damn, that's crazy.
I heard all but was it Utah?
All but yeah, but a few states you allowed to.
That's crazy, bro. But that show you the hurtful works. The fact that this nigga, he looked at the act that took place, and he was like, you know what? Let's legalize this. Let's make this legal. What?
It says from Google.
Go ahead.
It says bestiality is Idaho, not Utah. So like it was over there.
No, Idaho is legal. It's illegal or legal?
It's illegal for cannibalism.
It's illegal in Idaho. That's it.
For
But everywhere else
cannibalism.
is legal.
That's
Everywhere else
crazy,
you eat
bro.
human.
Every other
That's
50
crazy,
states,
bro.
every other 50 states is legal.
What's that guy?
You can munch on
What's
a
the
nigga
old man that said we put it in your McDonald's? Talking about the humans.
Rabbi Finkelstein.
Rabbi Finkelstein.
Yes,
He's been
yes,
saying
bro.
it.
Yep.
You know, he said McDonald's is one of their favorite consumers or favorite corporations to deal with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bestiality is illegal in every state except West Virginia, while most states address it under animal cruelty laws. Some, like California and Oregon, specifically label it the sexual assault of an animal.
You say it says bestiality is legal in every state, but where?
It says it's illegal in every state except for West Virginia.
Okay, so West Virginia is the only place it's legal in. But
I'll
still,
give you
the
an
fact that
example.
that still is legal. Like that means the politicians, the people that control that area, they looked at that act and they was like, you know what? No, that's you want to have sex with
They don't see nothing that's harmful
Yeah.
by creating laws and passing legislation.
You want to marry a tree?
That
That's
allow
crazy.
you to legally, you know what I'm saying, have sexual intercourse with a dog or a horse.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Or a pig or a goat. You know what I'm saying? They goat fuckers.
That's crazy, bro.
And that's why you know, see, because that's a ritual. That's why you know over there in West Virginia, it's a bunch of witches and a bunch of warlocks in West Virginia. And that's why they participate in that type of shit, man. You know, that's why that type of behavior is allowed in West Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look up West Virginia and witches and see the association. I know they told the brother that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look up West Virginia and association with witchcraft.
And look what the last two things the brother brought out was bestiality and cannibalism, right? You put them on a scale, it asks any human, they're the same, man. How you gonna allow cannibalism and disallow bestiality? Both of this shit wicked as hell, man.
Bro, Salaki. Now, when you type, I asked Google, right? I said, does West Virginia have a vast history of witchcraft and sorcery in the state? That bitch said yes.
Yeah.
So they have a vast history of witchcraft and sorcery in that particular state, West Virginia, right? Look what it say. They say, yes, West Virginia has a significant and varied history of witchcraft and sorcery, particularly within its Appalachian folklore.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, bro. Like Babylon, it tell you get that Isaiah 40. You got it.
Well, no, the
Isaiah
precept that you initially asked for.
Well, get that one. Get the Isaiah 47, where it's about from silver and sorcery.
No, it's gonna be offset. Go ahead.
It's gonna be offset.
Yeah, get what you
What was
got.
the original one I called for?
Proverbs 10 and 13.
No, I dropped it. Get the one Isaiah 47. It's about labor. They have labor from like you.
So like there was Proverbs 10 and 15.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse number 12.
Go ahead.
Stand now with thy enchantments and with thy multitude of thy sorceries.
Why does it stand out with thy enchantments? Because Babylon the Great, it constantly pushes out what wickedness, man. It constantly pushes out sorcery. Everything from the TV shows that you like and we grew up on. Yeah, you go back and watch some of these shows that your brothers grew up on, man. You like, it's wickedness, it's witchcraft, all is better than this motherfucker. Nigga, wicked, Masonic hand symbols. All, you know what I'm saying?
Even though like
People like all like
like
the
that, it got
infrastructure.
the car emblems.
Yeah, yup. All of it. It's like, see, we weren't privy to it because we didn't know no better. But once the Lord wake you up and your eyes are open, you see this world for what it is, man. What that nigga Blade say on the first one, he said, you better wake up. He said, the world you know is just a sugar-coated topping. He said, there's another world, the real world. You know what I'm saying? And that's facts, bro. They tell you, they show you how this world really operates. It's under sorcery, bro. You just gotta have the spiritual eye to see what's going on.
I forget what individual Elder Malcolm was going into. I forget his name. He was going into, I guess, I don't know if it's from a movie years ago. He was talking about you guys don't know that you're black yet.
Yes.
You don't know that they call themselves white and you're black yet. You know what I'm saying? He had to inform their ass. Like you said, it's a whole nother hidden world that people ain't even privy to. They're not even aware of it, man.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 47 and 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with thy multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
What do it mean where it says where thou hast labored from thy youth? Meaning America? Go ahead.
Since its inception.
Go ahead, Harshaw.
Since the origin of Babylon, they've been practicing divination. They've been practicing
Because he was just going into the 13 colonies about and their association and history of witchcraft.
Let's go. Let's go.
Along with witchcraft and religion, all right? You got the Quakers, the Amish, the Protestants, all them came. They're all fighting fight against each other. God damn it.
Some water.
Yeah, but point being, they had agreed on one thing, and one thing they agreed on was that they got to run the country, and they joined it like the witchcraft and religion
together. Yep. That's what they call that. Like we said, the 13 colonies. You know what I'm saying? They what's the word? They evolved into the United States of America, because that's what it was. They had one common denominator, which was they was all one under Satan. That's why you got something known as the Pledge of Allegiance. It's our pledge allegiance to the flag. We know that motherfucking allegiance pledge because we pledged that bitch when we was young. See, they don't say it no more in this generation of children. You know why they don't say it? Because they already gone. You know what I'm saying? They already, what's the word? They already cooked. This generation already cooked. They ain't got it indoctrinated, right? Because they been indoctrinated by generations before them, their parents. So they don't gotta make them niggas stand up every morning. I pledge you to put your right hand on through the United States, but which republic? Let's just stand one nation under God. What's no?
Hey, what is that one shit, Jake? Order the people of the United States in order to form a established justice.
I don't remember that shit. Down south want to say the pledge of allegiance.
I remember that shit. They make us you stand up and you gotta
remember that, Jake? We are the people of the United States in order to form a more perfect union.
That's north. That's up north.
Where you from, man?
That's the what?
Where you from?
No, what is it?
Up here. Chicago.
Ohio? Yeah. Oh, see, I'm from Georgia. They don't say that one.
I don't remember that one, though, man.
It's a murder Well, you know, and another thing too, it could be like in different schools, different curriculums. You know what I'm saying? The same state. They probably have that in other motherfucking schools in Georgia, but I'm not familiar with that one.
Bro, I went to every hood school that you grow in. Like, I ain't shut out.
Read, huh?
Yeah, read, bro.
This Isaiah 47:12.
You ain't allowed to laugh. You gotta read.
From the middle. Where written thou has labored from thy youth.
Yep. Right, because when you look at the founding forefathers of America, bro, look at them niggas, bro. They all them niggas was masons, bro. They was into masonry, man, and it was into the what they call it, the occult. They was into these occult fraternities, man. I couldn't get that motherfucker out, bro. But they was into these hidden occult fraternities, bro. When you look at Yale. The University of Yale, Harvard, those are known recruiting grounds for Skull and Bones, to
recruitment centers.
Yeah, recruitment centers, bro. For secret, man. It's facts, man. So that's what they're talking about, man.
Yeah, they show you that in the movie Good Shepherd.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
We get better talk about curriculum and all that, right? Talk about the elite and the college. That's why they do standardized testing all across America, because Harvard picks these kids up, man. They pick them up because of the grades, and the college put them in tests, see how smart they are. They're already groomed to be like the world leaders, like pedophile. You know what I mean? Like that's a pedophile word, but they tend to be in positions of really of high importance in America, man. I mean, Harvard, Yale. Yeah. George Bush was in the school.
Yeah, because on the left hand side they got a school to prison pipeline. From 3rd grade, they measure to see who, out of every 3, individuals or Jake's gonna go to prison. In particular, males. All right, but then on the right hand side, like you said, they measure up due to these tests to see who is capable of joining them. You know what I'm saying? And they'll recruit them, man. You know, if a hacker could goddamn hack one of their major infrastructures, and they might put him in prison. But if he do they gonna recruit his ass.
Yeah, like Eric Snowden. Eric Snowden, for an example, he meet all the criteria and the requirements as brothers is mentioned. And then you had the Central Intelligence Agency. They recruited him, and he went over there and he realized the the deception. It's another word I wanted to say. The deceitfulness, the deviousness. That's the word I was thinking for.
Treachery.
He seen the deviousness that these devils was participating in. And basically like listening to your phone calls, spying on you and shit like that.
That's right.
That's why Eric Snowden, he fled to Russia. And because he brought out certain information and he was telling people like this what they doing. They listen to you. Your cameras on your computers and on your laptop, they look at that shit. Even when you think it's off.
That's right.
They watching you.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why they got the phones nowadays. You can't take them batteries out no more.
Nope.
They're just constantly monitoring your
That's
ass,
right.
bro.
You know, you can swipe left on your Instagram and there's always a camera readily available. You swipe left on the main page and the camera.
Like this. And if you take the battery out, because you can replace batteries in these modern newer smartphones, because it's a tool.
It's not user friendly.
It's a tool. It's not user friendly like Irish I said, but it's like a toolkit you need because these newer phones they glue them together. They glue the battery inside. So you put a little heat on it, particular tool, take the screen off. That's how you get to the battery.
Like damn, remember you can just
I
slide that
know.
motherfucker off,
I
take
got
the
one of them
battery out.
phones in the car. They call it a track phone.
God, yeah, they are what they call that throwaway. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Burner. That's
Yeah,
what they
burner,
call-
yep,
that's what they call
burner,
them.
Goddamn
Bring that
burner.
out, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Read.
Continue to change this motherfucker out. Dog. You know what I'm
Read.
saying?
Isaiah
You
47.
read and you read good.
Isaiah 47 and 12 from where I left off at. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit.
Yep.
If so be, thou mayest prevail.
Go ahead, keep reading, bro.
Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel.
What do it mean? It said thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel, man. Meaning they got these niggas around the clock, these sorcerers, these magicians, these high level warlocks. They constantly doing enchantments, bro. Constantly, bro. Meaning when you turn on your radio, there's a frequency being played to throw you off, man.
That's right.
When you watch your favorite TV show, there was a nigga that came up with that show and he embedded sorcery and witchcraft and wicked symbolism to throw your ass off.
Okay,
Man.
brother. I'm about to say that. Signs and symbols.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Things that your children watch got signs and symbols that in the back of their minds is they're programmed.
It's called your subconscious.
Because when Esau understand your subconscious, when the things they bypass you. That's why when you watch you say you ain't hungry, you watch a damn commercial, but it's a mouth-watering juicy burger, man. And later on that day, you like, you know what I'm saying? You thinking about a burger. Now you go get the bitch. Because it bypass your conscious, but it's in your subconscious.
Almost
That's
all these emblems of these corporations, you could deal with cars only, but you could deal with all these corporations, all these different. They all got some type of demonic meaning to it. You know, added to brother's points.
Well, you just think about yourself.
Even
like
cars, a lot of them deal with Saturn worship. A lot of them deal with like worship of rings of Saturn. Go ahead.
Like, if you think about if you was to start a business, you would base it on your personal beliefs. You know what I'm saying? You base it on, the truth or you might name it like something to do with the scripture. You know what I'm saying? So they do the same thing. They when they start their business, they commemorate it and dedicate it to the left hand side.
Yeah.
Right.
This boozer right here, y'all. Y'all see this picture, right?
Yeah, show the camera.
ASAP
Rocky
Rocky standing on that 5-star pentagram.
And see, and even if let's just say, even if them niggas they ain't really deep into it like how Esau is, Esau will still use them to promote that shit and channel those spirits, bro. Because Esau uses Jake as a conduit to bring forth his wicked devices, man. Esau, remember, it's the scripture in they try to use Eleazar to eat the pork. You know what I'm saying? But they said, like, look, we'll use a lawful meat, but act like Jake, like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he tried to use Jake to influence the
Future said it.
Jake.
Future said, they asked Future on the interview, do he do lean and pop pills?
He said no. Yeah.
Then you got, look, a prime example, Beyonce, all my single women.
Right, but the bitch
been
married.
all the
Yeah,
time.
but you got Cardi B said she don't cook it clean, but she was in the video doing it. You had Lear Cohen, right? The so-called
Tall Jew
priest, warlock, right? He was saying he was getting questioned by Charlemagne the God, like, why would you push this then if it's going to cause issues in the community? And he said, well, I got to feed my family, and that was his legitimate response. Is that
And
he
what
got to
was
feed his family?
Charlemagne's response? He said you could make better music than that to feed your family. And the prime example, because the scripture talk about how the daughters of music gonna be brought low.
Yeah.
At one point in time, you had soul music, right? You know what I'm saying? Where Jake, they had that movie, Hearts of Fire, creates love, take you higher, higher to the world you belong. You know what I'm saying? They had songs like that that was inspiring Jake, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
It-
instrumentation.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like playing real instruments, playing symphony.
Vibration.
Yeah, a positive vibration, like the brother was saying. It was a higher frequency. That's why the music was like it was in the 60s and the 70s. The music was on a higher frequency. That's why they use particular instruments, you know, like trumpets, violins, harps, saxophones. They don't really use those type of instruments now. They use more of synthetic instruments like an 808 machine. They hit a doop, doop, boop, and hit the boop, and then move a goddamn thing over here, you know.
Sound like you're hitting trash cans.
Yeah. They don't even use actual instruments no more. People don't even know how to read music anymore, bro.
Bro.
They're not artists no more. We
Yeah.
learned that in school.
Huh?
We learned that in school.
Yeah.
Like fourth, fifth,
That's
third,
the
fourth
point,
grade, we
right.
learned how to read music.
Yep.
They're not artists no more, they're engineers. You
Right,
know?
right.
They dealing with the technical. You used to have people that sing, now it's auto-tune.
Yeah.
Everything auto-tune.
Man with machine.
We had something called baby making music. Now it's drill music.
Yeah, Panty Mac.
Well, they don't want you to make babies.
Bootleg, man. They got it.
They want to
Yeah.
cut you off from being a nation.
He got the bootleg CDs,
yeah, bro.
and then
Call it
title
the
that bitch
panty
panty dropper. He got all the hits. Or you wanna get some box for your woman, he got all the hits. On
Hey,
that.
but that really summed it up. What I just quoted was Psalms 83. You know, they say let us cut them off from being a people, man.
Yeah.
You know, and ultimately they understand that was the Lord said that look, they wanted to rule, cut Israel off, and they can't do that, man.
Sit in and bring that verse back.
Bring it back, guys.
This Isaiah 47 and
13.
13. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Right, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing out all the stops, man, and he realized that because you gotta remember, witchcraft is real, bro. This ain't no thing with the Lord, because the scripture say what thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, right? Do you think the Lord just put that in there for no reason? Ain't no such thing as witches. Meanwhile, when you read the book of Samuel, Samuel's spirit got actually resurrected by an actual witch, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would call it familiar spirit. That's what it say.
Yeah, they
You know
call,
what I'm saying?
and then, you're right, but the modern terminology for individuals like that is mediums.
Yeah,
No, they're
medium.
mediums.
Yep.
They're the medium between the spirit and then the spirit world and then this world.
Yep.
That's and they can go in and out the two.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like an individual like Constantine. We watched that movie with Keanu Reeves. He was more like a medium.
okay.
He was more like a medium. He could go,
into the spiritual
he could
world.
tap into the spiritual world, and then he could come back in the fleshly world and relay a message. Or with the mediums, they'll have they'll be a vessel for like, say for instance, your mother passed away. Lord forbid. I'm just using this as an example. Your mother passed away, right? And you was an individual like, I just need some closure. I want to just know what my mom. You know what I'm saying? Hey, cause when you listen to that song, the Kanye West made called "Life of the Party." It's called "Life of the Party." He got a song with Andre 3000, and Andre 3000 he was making it on one of his verses. You see, my mama actually I was wondering he want Kanye West mama, which is in the spirit world, to ask his mother particular questions to relate to him. But that's what the medium for. The medium, they'll fucking sit in the chair. In the middle of the Pentagon with the like ASAP Rocky, light the candles all around that bitch, get the chanting some shit. Next thing you know, their eyes roll back in their head, and then they start speaking in a bro. That's how that shit works.
Hey, they got
That's what the medium's for.
It's a certain woman, I forget her name, but I can describe her. She got like black eyes and like pointy ass teeth. She an older bitch, but you can tell she a witch. I don't know if brothers ever seen her. She be
Yeah, she be
around
with
those-
Jay-Z, the
she be
celebrities
with,
and
she be
all
with the
them.
like the
I
hate
forget her
and
name.
the black fingertips and shit. Yeah, she an old ass witch, bro. Go ahead, y'all.
Finish that verse off. That was it.
Oh yeah, hey, you know, anybody else got something to close out?
Hey, we hope this was edifying. We let it give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
Again, double honors to the apostles, elders, the great millstone, rule well. Much love, salutations to the Ockham scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, pushing this word of sincerity and truth. So we say shalom.
Shalom. Above.
Ball.